Hey Pisces, MJ here. I'm doing recordings so I can get these kind of done. And don't worry, I will be doing the tarot. I just want to get the astrology out there. I am time stamping each one for each day, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just come back and look at it that morning and see um, for the day what could be going on. Okay, for the energies, what they will be that day. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to be doing from the November the 22nd, which is today as the day starts off, and we'll go through the 26th, and I'll give you a glimpse of what the full moon aspects are. Okay, and they are going to be, that full moon is going to be intense. Okay, simply because of it's in Gemini, opposite of Sagittarius, and we have Mercury in Sagittarius, so it's at a detriment right now due to the fact that it is not in its rulership and the moon is there. So when a planet's in detriment, that means it's in an opposition to its rulership. It's the sign that it actually rules, which would be, for you guys, would be your fourth house, your home, your family. Uh, and how you have your family, thinking of them and communicating with the family. But right now it's in your 10th house, so it's kind of in a sort of, it's weak, it's negative or repressed energy of communicating, maybe not getting, being able to communicate with family at this time. It's more or less focused in the career, in the your I can't even talk today, in your reputation, in your professional, I can't get the word out, professional achievements, your moral conditions, your directions, where you want directions to go in your life, where you want to go in life, your life goals, your prestige, and your position is what this 10th house is about. Um, so and then it's in opposition of the emotional home and nurturing, especially with mother, family, roots, and foundations supporting you in your activities, affairs at the end of life as well. We're talking about two cardinal signs or two cardinal houses. Usually is ruled by Saturn and Capricorn, your 10th house, and uh, your fourth house ruled by Cancer and the moon. And the moon is going to be uh, in that fourth house. So it's, you may have to somehow speak, communicate in a way or express your thoughts of what you need in some way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump over into it, and we'll get started, and you can see. And I will also, there's going to be this week a couple of days, one of them being today, 24th, iffy. 26 is going to be really a difficult time because we have some aspects that are going on that are going to be challenging as well as difficult to maneuver through. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will switch over. Alrighty. We're on the 22nd, and this is where the day starts off. The sun, as you can see, is conjunct with Mars, and the sun is also being conjunct with Mars. That's two energies that are combined. When we talk about conjunctions, we show that these two energies, like the sun and Mars, is spontaneous activity and sets things in motion. Its intensity is combining the planet's energies and strengthening or canceling something here. Now, the sun in this combination with Mars is in a square to Saturn, which Mars and Saturn, when they combine together, and then you put the intensity of the sun there, this is where your Saturn and Mars is two I can't say that word, malefic planets that is not working with good intents. It's trying to, you're trying to use the sun here because Mars is the action taker. It's the warrior. It wants to get going. It wants to progress forward. And it's what has that vitality to do it, but is trying to overcome with the square with Saturn because there's nothing really being moving. And so you're trying to overcome something here now that it is direct, Saturn is, and you're trying to get things moving, but you feel like you're limited on what you can do. And how do I overcome things that are very difficult right now? When we're talking about squares, we're talking about stumbling blocks or building blocks. And it's up to you now, just strictly up to you. How you handle the squares shows what you're like on the inside. So you're going to get moving, or you're going to try and overcome these obstacles or challenges that are in your way. You have the sun also trying the moon here, and you have the sun also trying Neptune, because Neptune and the sun, or I'm sorry, Neptune and the moon, which is something feeling like something is hidden here. Now, this is in your first house. It's what kind of like what we believe. Neptune can be that thing of goals, dreams. It's a spiritual vision. It's your imagination or your psychic ability that leads you beyond the materialistic, emotionally beyond the materialistic world. There can be also illusions when it comes to things that can be glamour and illusions, or can be negative at this time. But then again, there is Neptune at retrograde, so that can be a problem with you reassessing something here in your spiritual visions you may have, or imaginations, or your psychic abilities, in some way. Due to the illusions that are kind of like you try to go beyond something here. There's a fear, or you're a fear of visioning something, or you have a vision and you feel afraid of something. It's very spiritual in nature, because this has to do with the divine in itself. And what is going on here, and what's happening. Let's see what else we got here. We got the sun in a sextile to Pluto, which sextiles shows there's opportunity for productivity and success, mental attitude being activated, but you must activate it for it to work. So you have to activate the mind, and you have to look at, see where things maybe, where is something unhealthy, when it comes to what illusion or glamour or something that's there, something you think is beautiful, but it could be unhealthy as well. The moon is, like I said, we already talked about the moon being conjunct with Pluto. And let's see, the moon right also at this time is in a quincunx over to the south node. So there could be something here of past karma. Karma has a lot to do with, well, it's in your 8th house, the south node, which deals with, where am I? I got lost here. It has to do with death and regeneration, sexual activity, secrets, ritual, cults, power, shared assets with another person, and finances, legalities and wills, these sort of things that can, right now you may be dealing with it. You may be hiding something here as well, because we're talking about the moon and Pluto. So you're hiding something that you don't want to share, maybe possibly with another person, or you're hiding something you are sharing. Okay, but it's with when I'm talking about quincunxes, or in conjunctions is what they're called as well. That's that little brown dotted line there that's going up to the south node. It shows that there's got to be some decisions and adjustments made here that's needed between the energies of what you are feeling, or what you are envisioning, or what you are maybe hiding about yourself or hiding from another person. But it involves that you're going to need to have the courage to make a decision here as well. Um, let's see, what else do we got here that's real important? Uh, um, Mercury is in an, I mean, Mercury. Venus is in an opposition to Chiron. So there could be something with that second house that has to do, or has, that deals with your values. Is heredity or money that you inherit, or ouch, or you earn. It's about your values and feelings and your self-worth, talent. You may have social privileges and cultural backgrounds, possessions, security, earnings, ability to earn the money that you work for. Um, that is in Aries, and there's something about the help of maybe with what you share with someone else, that they may oppose certain things that you maybe spend on that in the future, that maybe they feel like this is an unhealthy obsession, more or less, that you really want to go and really focus on something here that you want to achieve. Um, because Chiron's in your house there, and they're both at 15, so this is where um, there could be something here where you're being tested, sort of like in your gifts and in your talents, or grace, or the other person could be testing you as well. There, between the two energies here, from the other person to you, it's, you got to give to receive, and it's a two-way thing here. When we're looking at oppositions, it's where we have the capacity for awareness and objectivity. These are 180 degrees apart, meaning that there's such a separation here that having that separation is where right now you can have that objectivity to stand back and look at something here. What are they given? What are you given? Is it both equally? And and is there some awareness that you need to have here? It's also about the awareness of bringing out and consciously. I can't talk today. It's consciously facing something of relationships with illumination or some frustration. You could be frustrated with the partner, and the partner doesn't understand why. We do have, like I said, with the eighth house, it's shared resources. It's got to be balanced, and maybe the other person feels like they're giving more, and they're doing more of the giving, but this is like a test of grace here, and in giving and talents and all this stuff. So it's like, are you working together here, or is it lopsided? I got to ask, because there's that opposition, and the opposition is like you've got to, and it brings something out. Something's coming out. Also, let's see what else is real important right now on this day. I already talked about Mars in a square with Saturn. Mars is in a triumph with Neptune at this time. It's kind of like maybe just uh, you're just kind of going with the flow of things. I feel like you are, when it comes to your ninth house. Uh, you don't want to make any waves. You don't want to disrupt things too much. Um, because there could be something here that is, there is a transformation going on with you, definitely. But it's in your house of friends, social groups, in the 11th house. It could be karma. You could be creating some kind of karma here, uh, which results from your past acts, hidden supports and limits, um, and that could definitely, with the limits, deal with that malefic energy between Mars and Saturn, where you feel those limits, or you're hiding, or hidden support somewhere that you need to find. But there's limits to getting that support. Institutes and inner social conflicts you may have with others as well. Again, there's that sextile, it's a mental attitude being activated, but you must activate it. And remember, the mental attitude, we're still talking about Mercury being an opposite of its rulership. So it is at a detriment. So it may be difficult to find success here in some way. Moving. Jupiter at this time is in a sextile to Vesta, which Vista is the keeper of your spiritual flame. It represents what's sacred, feminine creative energy that allows you to dedicate yourself to your aspirations, your plans, and your goals. Still dealing with your first house as well on this. You may be really intense about something here, passionate about something. We know in your second house there's something with fire. All right, fire feels the flame, right? You got to strike that flame. Something here is like you're reassessing. Are you really devoted to something here? Do you have that spiritual devotion to a cause, a project, a person, or belief that's sacred to you? I feel like you're reassessing something here of what you maybe once had a devotion to, that you may be questioning that passion you once had, because you feel like something here with the opposite person, that something's not an equal give and take here. We have again, I think I spoke on this about the quincunx to the south node. I think I talked about that. Something here is not having that objectivity of looking at something, that you've got to have the courage to step up and make that decision about something here. Oh, excuse me, about the past and this karma. Also, the last thing I've seen here on this day that has to deal with something at this time has to deal with the squares. That Pluto is in the square with the north and the south node. Remember, squares are something that where you're trying to either you're confronting with some stumbling blocks or building blocks that you're trying to build up to, or you're trying to achieve, accomplish, but there seems to be always something that's suppressing or challenging you. But it's up to you how you're going to handle these squares, because it'll show what you're like on the inside. And this has to do with the karma and then the future. All right, making things more healthier. I think I've kind of went over all of it. Later on, as the day goes, this sun is going to ingress into Sagittarius at around 9:02 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So we will be in this new season of Sagittarius, which you will be in your 10th house. Like I said, this is about your career, reputation, and professional achievements, your moral condition, your direction, your life goals. A real focus here to those things. Again, you're trying to overcome something with Saturn because of the square and the conjunction with Mars. This, like I said, maleficent, I can't get it out. Maleficent energy that is sort of challenging you, pushing you to do something, but it's always like something in the way. Something's challenging you here. Again, The only thing I see this big is the sun moving into there where you're really focused. Your attention is somewhere else. It's an achievement. Usually when we look at the sun is the vitality. It's what's the life force to something here. And that's where, the attention gets drawn to. Right now we're kind of going into the holiday season, so we may be paying a lot or focusing a lot on family and Thanksgiving and the holiday and everything that's going on there. See, I done talked about the that's we done went through all that. Done went through that. Uh, uh, Went through that. I think I've gone through just about everything, um, except for the moon moving into Aries now. Haven't said anything about that. It's now moved away from Neptune and is in conjunct. When we're talking about a conjunction, again, that spontaneous activity sets things in motion, intensity, and so combining the planets, energy, strengthening, or canceling something here. So feeling wise, you're bringing this in to your second house, what you feel, that you're still going through the challenges here that you're dealing with. And again, with the, everything's still the same of Jupiter and Vista retrograde. Are you still devoted there in this uh, uh, mentally? And with Mercury being in again in Sagittarius, it's going to be going retrograde soon. Next month, I believe it is, or it's the end of this month. I can't remember which. But I don't try to focus too far ahead. And so again, there's something here where you're kind of repressing something. That maybe you just don't want to bring it up. You don't want to talk about it. I don't really see much change here other than the moon squaring with Vista now. So again, this may be very difficult. It's in your fifth house. Vista's in your fifth house, so this has to do with love affairs, romantic attachments, self-expression, your creativity, art and drama and children, pleasure and play and speculation. So you're challenged here in some way of lighting that flame, keeping that flame lit. And I feel like it's because you're reassessing something here. You feel like something here is not healthy. With whoever you're sharing something with. There's a challenge there. And you're like I said, I feel like you're really reassessing something here, and you're really holding back maybe some communication. You don't want to shake things up. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just bring up something out of nowhere. So you're kind of suppressing or repressing what you feel or what you think, because you don't want to do something negative here. And the third house is about the communication, because I feel like really you're reassessing something here. Because you're challenged with something from the past to the future. Let's go ahead and go over into the next day, which would be the 23rd. Okay, now we're on the 23rd, and the sun is still conjunct with Mars. Mars is hanging on to the sun. I mean, it wants that energy. It's got the energy, the vitality. And again, you're being challenged here. The same thing is lasting on. The sun is still trying with the with Neptune. I still really believe that something here within you, the spirit within you, or something here, that there's still some sort of illusion here, or something that's hidden. I can't help but feel like there's something that you are hiding something here that, and I'm sure somebody else might be picking up something on you. I got a feeling somebody's getting some vibes here that something's not right. They're wondering maybe possibly what's going on with you. So be very cautious if you're hiding something here of your actions, because of something you're going through, some sort of karma or some sort of that you. I just don't feel like mentally you're communicating. You're struggling to communicate. And then I feel like that, because of something that's going on with your past actions. Again, that 11th house, you're struggling with the past and the future. The moon now is coming into conjunction with Chiron, and that Chiron's about the health. So there could be something here, an unhealthy aggression towards something, to achieve something for the future. But I still feel like there's that opposing energy. That somebody's trying to maybe communicate with you. Wondering maybe why, I got a feeling there's not a lot of communications here. With the person that's opposite of you, something that you share with someone else. There's only thing that's being said is what needs to be said. Let's put it that way. I feel like really going on here. Because like there's still that moon in a square now with Vista, and there's that challenge or stumbling blocks or something here, whatever, trying to get the passion going. I just feel like it's not there. There's no, you're not foreseeing something for the future, because there's sort of like you're disassociating with something. I'm trying to feel like I just don't want to think about it. That's, I feel like somebody's struggling here with what they feel. They're uncertain on this. They haven't made a decision. You haven't made a decision yet. You're still maybe keeping something hidden within yourself that you just don't want to share, because the rest of the day deals with the moon and where the moon is at in Aries, that you're having to deal with these things. You're trying to just go along with things, and now it's really, sort of, you're being tested here. And it's difficult. Because you know that something here is not healthy. Your relationship with something here, in that 8th house, what you share with someone else, it's not, something here is not good. And the opposition is just, it's getting stronger, and as it goes toward that North Node, is going to be sort of intensified in this opposition, that you're opposing something here. You're not making the decision. I can see that right now. You're not wanting to make a decision here about something. It's like emotionally you're detaching in the interest in some um relationship, love affair, or something you have with another person that you share things with. It's almost like um you're 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 hiding some you're challenged to do something this and you don't want to make the decision. And so what's the best thing to do was it'll be like this. I will emotionally detach from this, and then by emotionally detaching, then I won't be thinking about it. I won't be thinking about making a decision. I won't disrupt anything. I won't shake the ground. I won't do anything, irrational or whatever. Um, I'll just repress what I think and not say anything. Um, so let's go on to the 24th and let's see what's going on there. Okay, this is sort of that day I was talking about, the 24th. This is starting in the early morning hours, so this is going in from Thursday overnight into Friday. And what we have here is we have a T-square going on. Now, this energy is really, really building up. That something here has got to change. And you feel it emotionally. And like I said, you are so detached to where in your love affairs or your romantic attachments that there could be some speculation going on here, because like I said, we're looking at two things here where you are reassessing something here with someone that maybe I'm trying to wonder here, especially with Mercury. And this quincunx with Mercury to Uranus. You really don't want to shake things up. But I feel like whatever's going on here, you're going to face some hard karma if you don't deal with something here. When we don't deal with things and we keep things kind of hidden and we don't say what we need to say, or we're not honest about things, it's going to get worse. And right now, with what I'm seeing here of the moon and the south node, both of these two, what you feel, and this energy getting very, very intense, there's something with you changing emotionally and very to this individual on this energy over here, to something that what you share with another individual. I don't know if something is in balance here, because I feel like I don't know who's giving more to this situation, but the scales have got to be balanced for the future. And you're going to have to eventually face these challenges that you're dealing with. Because the less that you face it and deal with it, this energy is going to do nothing but get more and more and more intense. Now, Mars, I always forget to change the things. Now, Mars has gone into Sagittarius. So it's going to get stronger. I mean, it's conjunct with the sun, and it has been. And it's clinging on to that sun. And so I feel like there's something here where your focus still very intense on what you want to do, but I don't know what it is. I feel like there's really something that's being hidden here. And the T-square is still there. This is going to go on all day long. Now, we've got the rest of the majority of the day from about 6 o'clock in the morning when you wake up. Okay? Might be a difficult night. From 6 o'clock in the morning up to almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's something here with this moon and what it's going through emotionally that you will be going through. And you're going to be really thinking about the future. You're going to be feeling something here. I feel like it's going to be mostly spiritual. I mean, sometimes we create our own karma. We create our own burdens. And whatever this is, believe you me, people pay for that burden spiritually. They really do. And the divine will put a heavy enough burden on us. Let us carry that burden till we can't carry it anymore. And it will have to, we'll have to release it. We can't keep suppressing something here because you're going to go through this all day long. And it's going to get more and more intense as the day goes. I mean, I'm just showing it to you. And then this moon is going to move into Taurus. Now, you can see it still has that north node about the future, that you're still carrying the burden. I guarantee you're carrying some type of unhealthy burden, emotional. And it's bleeding over into Saturn, which is the divine's going to let you carry that burden. It's going to let you struggle through it till you're eventually something here is going to happen. I mean, this is continued on all day long. There's struggles. I mean, what else is there to say? And then the square breaks. But Venus is getting closer and closer to the south node. So somebody here, I don't know if it's you or it could be the other person, that other person is feeling something about their freedom. They may feel like you want your freedom. That maybe something is too much of a burden anymore. Because look at these quincunxes that are coming up and look where it crosses. Right there in the middle. Maybe your vision for the future is not the same as the other person's anymore. Maybe you had a vision with something here. Maybe you thought it would work out. But, you know, the moon coming in into that sextile, like I said, Jupiter had the sextile with Vista, and as you can see right here, now the moon is sextiling over to Vista. And it's also sextiling over to Saturn. So there is something here where you're trying to do something, work something out, or whatever this is, but I still just do not feel you are willing to bring something out. If you're saying anything, it could come off sort of aggressive. But I think you're just trying to adapt to whatever the situation is. To the struggle you're going through. You're just trying to adapt right now. Thinking that, well, if I just kind of go with the flow, it'll kind of work itself out. No, it won't. Because there's something here you are definitely not facing. By the end of the day, and this is around 7:45, somewhere there, that Yod steps in. Now, this is going to carry on into the 25th, or the 25th, where you're going to feel again where that sextile from Mercury over to Venus, that you feel like you have to say something. And you're just saying something to kind of just not having to face something here. Or what you're saying is, in a way, well, I'll just keep things kind of not shaking things up too much. Because both of these are quincunxes that are here. And whoever it is that's opposite of you, that you share something with in resources, you're just saying something or putting something out there to appease somebody. That's to me, that's kind of like what a sextile would be here. It's just to make things be successful at something here, to keep things kind of calm and kosher. Not wanting to rock the boat. All the while, you know things are changing. Your feelings are changing. You know there's a transformation you're going through. And you know that you're not even sure this is what you want for the future. So let's go on over to the 25th, and we'll see what is happening there. Now, what I'm kind of getting here, this is like 1:16 in the morning, early morning hours. And this, like I said, there's that Yod. I mean, it's been going on since 7:45 the night before. And so something here is just, I got to protect myself, or I got to protect what I feel. And this moon is going to come into this conjunction. And now see that energy, which was here, you can see that sextile was like, can't do anything, as bad as I want to with the squares, that I'm, having some difficulty getting something going here. But I feel limited to what I can do, or restricted by what I can do. And now all of a sudden, watch how it breaks about 4:45 in the morning. That energy that you had here now is broken off. So now all this is being fed over to that flame, that interest, the romantic attachment, the love affairs, how you're attached to something here. Again, saying what you have to say just to make someone happy. The other person could be asking you questions, and you just thought, well, I'll just say what I got to get myself through this, because I'm not going to make a decision. Why are you not making a decision, Pisces? Why? Is it guilt or something there? You're pressing some guilt here, that if you do, that it, I do know, and what I see is still with the Yod, this energy that's dealing with Mars squaring Saturn. Now, again, these two malefic planets, that when they are struggling with one another, it's almost like, this is the warrior and this is the general. It's like the one that gives the orders, the one that you get, you're not giving orders, but you feel like you're restricted on making any. Maybe that's it. You feel like you can't make a decision here. You don't have the control. You're not the general. You're the somebody else is giving the orders here. So you're just repressing what you think and what you want to say. What good would it do? I feel like you're in some sort of controlled environment and you just don't want to make waves here. And it's like, I'm doing what I can do to survive. That's a hell of a way to live. And it's not a healthy way to live, not for you or the other person. So you better think about this, because now coming on the 26th, this is going to get real hairy. All right, so let's go over to the 26th. Like I said, the 25th is kind of that just going with it, just trying to survive it, just adapting, just adjusting to whatever's going on. I'll protect myself and what I think and what I say. I'll keep myself steady and grounded. Don't want to rock the waves. Don't want to shake nothing up. But I'm telling you, somebody over here is very not sure. They know something. They definitely know something probably by your own past actions, because they probably noticing something about you has changed in your actions, and they're wondering what's going on. Been there myself. All right, let's go over to the 26th, because this day is going to be really intense. All right, now we're on the 26th. Again, all this still stays over the night. It's still going on. I mean, we've got the sun conjunct with Mars, square to Saturn. It's been going on the last few days. Again, just trying to adjust, just trying to make the best of something here. You don't. I just really feel like you're saying only what needs to be said. You are repressing what you think, what you want to say. You're not saying it because you don't want to rock the boat. Like I said, the moon is still in this conjunction with Jupiter. I feel like you're kind of trying to protect yourself in some way, or protecting somebody else, or whatever this is. You just don't want to. Like I said, these two are retrograde, Jupiter and Vesta. I mean, I just don't feel that you're giving something here, or giving back to something here that's being given. Let's go on to the next one. We still have this energy. It's not a T square yet. But Venus is in conjunct with this, and we still have the square with the opposition. So, and something here again, the opposition with Chiron to, or Venus to Chiron. This, whatever it is over here, may know something here is the health of maybe finances. I'm not sure if it's yours or if it's theirs. I don't know if everything's equally here. But I know you're still refusing to express something here of your goals, or what your plans are, or what you aspire here, or your devotion to something here as well. We do have the energy here with the moon sextiling over to Neptune. Again, with that opposition to the past. And to Venus, I mean, these energies are really combined to what you feel, to what you're sharing with someone. And I just really honestly just don't feel I mean, this whole week, I feel like you're not expressing something here. You're holding back. Boom, there we go. We got the yods coming back again. And now it's like Mercury. You're just saying what you need to say, what I was saying the other day, because you don't want to rock things or shake things up. You're just trying to keep it together. And then with the other yod that's going on, you're not expressing something here. You're expressing very little about what maybe your goals or what you inspire or what you're devoted to, because of something with the past. It's like I kind of feel like you're doing things the same way. You're trying to keep up a steady thing going here. As long as you think you can keep this hidden or whatever this is, you can just keep going the same way. But you know what I'm seeing here with the sun in conjunction with Mars and the square here, this over here with the quincunx here, you're going to have to make this decision. You're making some kind of adjustment. Just, I don't know if it's to protect yourself or what it is you're protecting here. But I feel like when Mercury does go retrograde and this starts to come back around, there's going to be some communication here. Again, these two yods, like I said, the same as before and what's going on. But now, let's throw the trapezoid in there. What is a trapezoid? It kind of looks like a basket, doesn't it? We've got sextile to sextile to sextile. That means these energies right here, all right, they make up the base or the mental attitude or something here. You're again is something of the outside influences, which I really feel like is this other person over here or whatever's going on, something you share with somebody else. But it's like here, this is having to deal with the moon conjunct with Uranus, and then the sextile over to Neptune, which is something I feel like you're really keeping here hidden. Of you're not, you don't have the devotion here, and you got to make some changes to what's going on here. And then we have the sun conjunct with Mars that is in opposition to the moon over here. And you feeling something here that, yeah, you're about ready to bust. Because there is this trying that if I could just keep this up just a little longer, if I can keep this up just a little longer, whatever it is, just want to go with the flow. Just want to keep it going. You feel like you're being successful right now. But when all this energy dumps into this basket, because you got to remember whoever's over here on this side that you share something with in finances, shared resources, the other person. There's some opposition here. This person may be refusing to share something. Maybe refusing to share resources. They could be holding back because they feel like something with you of your actions or whatever, that you're hiding something. Guarantee you this other person thinking you're hiding something. They know you are. And we still got all the same energy that goes on during the day. It's almost kind of like give somebody a net and they'll catch themselves. That's kind of like what I said, what I feel. There's only so long something can go on, and somebody think they're successfully doing something here or getting away with something. Now we got the T square, which is focusing on this energy with Saturn right here. Because Saturn is not too far away from getting ready to initiate something here, putting the limits, restrictions on something. And we're talking about with the sun and the moon here in opposition. Something you feel like maybe you can't act on something. Or maybe there's so much confidence here you think you can get away with something. You can keep something hidden as long as possible. And then we have, oops, keep forgetting to switch that over. Then we have it with Mars. Mars is just waiting for orders. That's all it is. It's waiting for the general to tell them, you can do this, you can do that, you can do whatever, but you can't do this. It's like putting the fence up, the limits, the restrictions. Then we have, again, the trapezoid there. And this is around 4:51 in the afternoon. Again, the quincunxes is all about, I'm really curious about what this other person over here is making decisions about. They know there needs to be some adjustments. I guarantee you somebody's seeing something here that your actions have changed from the past. And something about you is totally different. Because we have T square, both of it still, and the same thing. This is going to be such an intense day that it's unbelievable to overcome some things here. Because it just goes on and on and on. See it? It just doesn't let up. And now the moon is in Gemini. And this is right before the full moon. But don't tell me there's not going to be something here where there may be some kind of disagreement, some argument, something going on that you're going to want to try to avoid it. And I don't think you're going to be able to. I really, really don't. You're trying to maybe possibly, really feel like you're trying to hide something here. But I don't know how much longer it can stay hidden. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at the full moon here. Look at that. Look at the opposition of the sun to the moon. And then the moon back to Mars. Something in the home. And we still got the T-squares going on. I don't feel like it's going to be a very comfortable something around the home's not going to be very nurturing. I don't know if you're not or the other person's not. There may be some issues here where there may be some struggles, some opposing energies that is going on and what you share with someone else. I'm just wondering if the other person is getting their needs met. I really am. Are they getting that emotional nurturing that they need? because I feel like maybe you're not expressing things here to them, and it's really not fair. It really isn't. So that's what I got for y'all. I'm gonna timestamp, like I said, I will timestamp below so you can look at this on a daily basis and see what is going on the daily basis. It's always that way you don't have to look at the whole thing. You can just go through it for this day, that day, and so on. Okay? All right, y'all take care, and I will see y'all later. Bye for now.